Hi, I'm Lucia from Editor's Beauty, and today I'm back with Charlie from Bumps Burpees at Lomax. She's a pre- and postnatal trainer and heads up the Bumps Burpees program.
During pregnancy, it's very important to keep your upper body strong because there's lots of changes going on. Not necessarily in your first trimester, but it's good to prepare and get used to the exercises and get ready for them. But it's very, very important to keep a strong upper body so that your posture is right. So you're going to minimise any chance of getting any aches and pains, any lower back pain, knee pain, hip pain, all those kind of things. There's nothing really that can harm your baby now. It's so tiny, it's so safe in there. There's nothing you really should worry about now.
Okay, great.
So the first one I'm going to go for actually involves a resistance band. If you're in a gym, you can use a cable machine, you can use a TRX like this, and they come in different strengths. I would always go for a medium, just to be safe. So what you would do is you will, in your house, you can wrap it around a banister or your husband or anything that's standing still. And what you're going to do is, your posture is very important for this one. So you want to bend your knee only slightly so you've got a soft stance.
Okay.
Then tuck your pelvis under so you're flat, everything else is flat. Then you're going to pull, making sure you get your back muscles completely engaged. So the first movement is this.
Okay.
Then you pull from the back.
Shoulders back.
Shoulders back, long neck, and what you want to imagine is that you're squeezing something in between your shoulder blades.
Okay.
Quite often with my clients I put my fingers behind their shoulders so they can have a visual and squeeze them, but it's not this.
Yeah.
I really want you to stretch your chest out, stick it out in front and squeeze your shoulders back. Don't brush them.
Okay.
Make sure you get this full squeeze before you let it go again. So
And then
posture
this
first.
is good for slouching, I guess.
Put your pelvis under. This is good for slouching and everything that's going to happen within pregnancy. You know, your breasts are going to get bigger potentially. Everything pulls you forward.
Yeah.
And what you want to do is strengthen everything behind you so you counteract that, so you've still got a very straight posture. It helps lower back pain. So this is a very functional exercise. So it's helping you to hold your other child, for example, stand up straight, pull your shoulders back rather than doing this, because that's going to put a lot of pain into your low back on the other side.
Okay.
So it's actually just an exercise to help you adapt to your new life.
So how many should we do of those?
I would say working between 10 and 20, depending on how heavy it is. If you're finding it a real struggle to hold this position, then just go for 10, that's absolutely fine. If you prefer to have it a little bit lighter, and you're still feeling that contraction at the back, then you can go all up to 20. The second exercise is something you'd be very familiar with too, the press up. People are very scared of press ups, and actually you don't need to be. It's purely an exercise that is working upper body, it's working your pecs very strongly. It can work your core when you are maintaining good posture. It can work your triceps, bingo range, shoulders. Really, it's a very, very good exercise to master, but you don't need to be afraid of it. So the way I start with my clients is we start slightly elevated, hands up on something, whether that's a step or a box or a chair, or even you can even lean on a kitchen counter or something higher like that.
Why do we do that?
We do that to take some of the pressure off, so you haven't got your entire body weight leaning down onto your middle, because that's where people struggle with stability. And then you start using your back to help you, and that's when all sorts of problems happen. So don't be afraid to start from the beginning. So you start, for example, on here, placing your hands just wider than your shoulders. You can turn your fingers in slightly just for a bit of balance. Now again, pelvis under. So what I don't want is this position.
Okay.
Pelvis under, neck in a neutral line, so looking straight ahead of you. And you want to bend down, leaning your chest towards your hands. And push straight back up. So what some people do is they lean their face towards their hands, and this is what happens. So you see that's not straight. So what you want to do, chest to hands. All the way down, and straight back up.
So this is good for people starting off straight away?
Yep, you don't need to go all the way down as well. You can stop halfway if you feel like it's too difficult. You can stop
I'm just
halfway.
going to say here?
Yep. It doesn't matter at all. What I prefer you to do is do a half press up rather than compromising the posture. Yep, that's it, perfect. Make sure you feel very secure here, squeezing the glutes. And in terms of numbers, with press ups I really prefer you to do less rather than more, because what I don't want is for you to compromise your form.
Right, so how many do you think?
I would say to start with, go from between 5 to 10. If you feel like you're getting a bit tired, then do one more and then stop. I'd much prefer you to do that than to start bending your back, because people quite often think, I have to do 10, I have to do 10, and then the last 3 are not helping them one tiny bit.
And if I can't do it just kind of straight like that, can I get on my knees?
You can absolutely do it on your knees. What you need to make sure, which I'll show you, you want to make sure, get into a position like this, then drop the knees, so you've still got that long position. So you can go all the way down like this, because what I don't want is you to come all the way close and then what you're doing is actually anywhere in the hands. That's not going to help. A press up is a hard exercise to do, and people don't realise this, and so they feel a bit embarrassed when they can't do it. There's so many people who can't do press up, and so there's absolutely no problem with giving yourself answers to questions. So the next exercise we're going to do is a curl and press. So we're going to use 2 small dumbbells today. You can use 2 bottles of water, anything you want to hold in your hands. You can start very light as always, and you can work it up. So again, if I go from the side, you want to get your posture sorted before you do any standing exercise during pregnancy. So very slight bend in the knees, tuck the pelvis under, chest forward, then you're ready to go. So you want to curl these 2 dumbbells up to your shoulder, then twist them out, push them up above your head, keeping a really tight core, bring them back down, and then curl them back down. First of all, just by standing this way, you're working your core and your glutes, just by standing with your pelvis tucked under. Curling here, you're working your biceps. As you press, on the way up, you're working your shoulders. As you squeeze at the top, I don't know if you can see on my back, you are squeezing all your muscles in your upper back that we've just been working. So it's very important to hold your posture straight.
And for those who are worried about bulking up using weights?
Bulking up using light weights like this is absolutely not going to happen.
Okay. Yeah. Great. So
start with them down by the side. Soften those knees. Not even that much. It's just literally just so they're not dead straight. And then tuck the pelvis under, shoulders back, and then ready to go. So one curl, and then switch the direction. Get them to touch at the top. Squeeze your back, and then down again. Curl them in.
Wait. Okay, so up,
and then
you curl it
on the way down, and then you can curl down.
Okay.
It's something you shouldn't worry too much about, because it will naturally come, this movement, as you get through the 10. That's it, and go up again and squeeze the back at the top, all the way up, and that's it there. I can see that everything's activated. And so what you're doing is you're attacking every single part of the arm all the way up, and it's an all-in-one exercise that you can do to work the upper body. Now there's ways you can progress and regress this, so if you're finding it hard to do everything at once and balance, you can sit down into it. So you can sit on the edge of a bench, a Swiss ball, a chair, anything, as long as you're keeping that from your hips upwards in that straight posture and you're not hunching.
Okay.
You can do it with heavier weights, or something even more difficult, you can do it on one leg. If you're feeling like you really want a challenge, why not? Here we go. That will switch your core on much more, up and lift.
Yeah.
Do you feel it?
Yeah, it kind of works your whole body almost.
And then it works your legs, you've got your calves on and everything, so then I would say do 5 on each leg.
In pregnancy, it's a lot harder to kind of maintain muscle, isn't it?
Well, your body has got all sorts of hormones rushing through it, so
Yeah.
it's got relaxin, which is a hormone that softens all your ligaments, which is a good thing. We need that hormone to get the body ready for, but also what it does is it hinders other things, so it makes you less stable in joints. So that's why you get pains, and so your muscle growth slows down due to the other hormones that are.
And does that kick in the first trimester, or is that only kind of later on?
Well, no, it kicks in straight away. It's not that you can't gain muscle, but there's tons of counteractive hormones in there, which is also you need.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean to say you're going to lose your muscle.
Do you think that what exercises that you might find easy normally could suddenly become harder because you have that hormones?
Yep, they become harder because one, you can't stabilise as easily because your joints are a bit wobbly and you need to recruit more muscle, so therefore you get tired more quickly. You also are tired because your body is making a baby, so you're exhausted anyway, so that's why things get more difficult. And also you might be combating nausea, morning sickness, all these kind of things, so just don't give yourself a hard time. Do what you can. If you need to have a rest, then take a rest. And that wraps up our upper body workout for your first trimester. We've got 3 very simple exercises that you can work on and progress them so that they continue to give you a challenge, and I hope you start adding them into your own workouts.
Okay, thank you, Charlie. So make sure that you tune in, go to editorsbeauty.com, and again, also check out my social media at editorsbeauty and Bumps and Burpees social